Good morning. Thank you for joining me once again. In a new location today, change is as good as a rest, isn't that what they say? Well, we're going to continue on with our journey through these Tai Chi and Qigong exercises. And of course, these sessions are brought to you by the Friends of the Cancer Center and Macmillan. And they're mostly tailored for people who are going through a cancer journey. So if you have any problems with surgery, recovery, or just, I don't want you to overexert with any of this stuff. It's fairly gentle exercise anyway, but there are a few stretches and a few twists and a few squatting movements perhaps, and just take it easy, work within your limitations, don't overexert. We certainly don't want to overexert, and we try and be aware of any excess tension that might build up and let it loose. There is a mindfulness aspect to this work. And that it's actually an important part because we come out of the roots of traditional Chinese medicine with these exercises and this practice, which is very much centered around the principle of or the concept of an inherent energy which flows in the body. And the main purpose of in Chinese medicine is to balance this energy in the body so that the whole internal organ system begins to work in harmony. Now, when that happens, our whole system will begin to feel good. We'll have a sense of well-being. The things like anxiety and stress will reduce considerably. We'll feel more resilient with day-to-day obstacles that we encounter, and we'll also, what else was I going to say? We'll be more optimistic about things in our future and our ability to work with them. So, if you've been following along with these sessions in the past, you'll be familiar with some of the stuff that we're going to be going through here. But if you're new, just follow along with me, and remember, try not to overexert too much. Now, we work from a postural principle here, where we imagine that we're hanging from the crown of the head here, and when we do that, we let the spine hang straight, the legs are slightly bent, and we let the chest sink. We let the chest sink down, and that way the breath can flow down into this area below the navel, about 3 inches or so below the navel, and we sort of try and imagine a little balloon or something down there, and as you breathe in and out, that balloon inflates and deflates. Okay, so we're going to between each of the routines that we do, we're going to come back to this posture again, and if I can just show you from the side view here, when I hang from the crown of the head, my back hangs straight, and my legs are just slightly bent, and the weight on the feet is very evenly distributed. So when we talk about the head being naturally upright, for example, it's as though you're pushing up through the crown of the head here. But always watch out for any excess tension around the neck and shoulder. Lower back's another area where tension tends to gather. So let's start off this little session here with a little bit of energy massage. We're going to massage the main meridian areas here. So starting on the right arm. Oh, sorry, we're going to start up on the head. Jumped ahead of myself there. Unusual surroundings, you see, it's thrown me a little bit. Okay, we're going to tap around the head here and stimulate some of the cranial nerves and some various points up around the head as well. So tapping up around the crown. and around the sides and back. All over the head. Okay. Now, the heart and lung channels on the right arm, rushing down the inside over the fingers and up the outside over the shoulder, 12 times. 1, 2. And the same thing on the left here. 1. Okay, and this one covers the whole system. We start at the ankles on the inside of the leg, coming up the inside of the leg, up through the groin, over the hips, over the chest, down the center, down the backs of the leg. Okay, and that's a good little way to stimulate the energy system in the body, get it flowing through the whole meridian network. This energy travels through the body in a series of channels, and we often refer to those channels as the meridians. You'll hear this term quite a bit used by acupuncturists and Chinese medical practitioners. So one of the biggest obstacles that we can have to our health and well-being is stress and anxiety. And I suppose over the past year or so, everyone has had a little bit of stress and anxiety. We do on a normal basis anyway, but I think that's been sort of ramped up a little bit over the past 12 months or so. Also, on a daily basis, we get bombarded with a lot of negative news. So this tends to take us out of the moment a little bit, and we sort of worry about what's going to happen in the future and so on. And the more we stray from the moment, the more we experience stress. The body experiences stress like this, and when the body experiences stress, it tends to go into a survival mode. And this means that our vital energy all goes in a certain direction to the detriment of our other systems in the body. The main one being the immune system. So that in times of stress, the immune system becomes weakened. Now, if we're living in a constant stressful situation, even though it's maybe just minimal and we almost accept it as normal. Even at that level, the body's still interpreting that response from the genes as a fight or flight situation. So the body's veering towards like that survival mode. The system is veering towards that survival mode, which means that the immune system tends to run at a weaker level. So what we're going to do today will not only strengthen the internal organs, but it will also bring our mind into the present moment. We'll feel a little bit more detached. We'll be quite alert. We'll feel a little bit more detached emotionally from what's happening. And if you enjoy that feeling, try and get familiar with a few of the things we do here, because that will help you stay in that position, that state a little bit more. And as you do so, an easy way to do this is to feel into the body, feel for any tension, and release it, and let the breath sink. and just if the mind tries to run off somewhere, just bring it back, focusing into the body. Feel down into your fingertips. And we do this between each routine, just to strengthen that kind of faculty in the mind. The more we practice that type of thing, the stronger it will get, and the more feedback it will give us. So let us begin with a little exercise here that we've been looking at, one that helps to stimulate energy around the kidneys here. First of all, there's 3 parts to this here, 3 or 4 parts. First of all, we turn from the hip, loosen the arm. Now we're just looking at the lower part of the body. So turn from the hip, lower keep the arms just heading across the lower back, tapping those points on either side of the spine, and breathe. Let yourself breathe. Be aware of the spine going through that twist, the vertebrae turning and loosening. Tapping those points on the back and across the lower abdomen as well. Okay, and just slow that down. And now the second part of this routine is we're going to tap along both sides of the spine here. I'll just turn around. Up and down these points. If you prefer, you can also just massage that until you feel a gentle heat coming through. Very pleasant feeling the heat come through the kidney area there. The next point here, the next point we want to stimulate is that point below the navel where we sink the breath to. This is called the Sea of Chi, and by tapping around it, we stimulate that point. Once again, just breathe normally. Let the breath sink to the abdomen. Okay. Just pause for a moment. Remember that stance. Relax down through the crown of the head. Let the breath sink. Feel into the arms. Let the arms loose, hanging. The breath sinking to the abdomen. Now the last bit of this exercise is a breathing routine. It's a bit like a fountain. It's called the fountain, in fact. And as we breathe in, we bring the backs of the hands together, breathing in and breathing out. Let the chest open. Okay. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, moving with the breath. breathing out as you come down. Breathing in. Let the chest open, breathing out. Okay. And once again, hanging down from the crown of the head. Areas of tension tend to be the neck, the shoulders, the lower back. Any tension in the lower back, let it fall down through the hips into the floor, through the legs. Let the breath sink. Okay. Now, that little routine is very good for stimulating a certain energy in the kidneys, which can actually give us a little bit of an energy boost for the rest of the day. So if you find, if you want to try and develop a regular practice routine, that's a little routine that takes about maybe 4 minutes to do. And I would recommend that you try that on a daily basis and see how it feels for you, energetically. I'm not talking about anything too dramatic. The energy boost that I'm talking about is subtle and deep and long-lasting. It's not like a cup of coffee or an energy drink or a chemical. It's something a little bit more subtle, but definite. So do try it, and let me know how you get on with that. That little beginning exercise there. Okay, so we're going to move on, and the central nervous system is a vital part of our whole system that helps us cope with day-to-day protection and in terms of the immunity and so on, and the regulation of our internal organs. So we're going to do a little exercise here which strengthens and rebalances the central nervous system. Central nervous system is in two parts. There's the sympathetic, which is the one we're more conscious of, and there's the parasympathetic, which deals with things that we're not really conscious of, like breathing, heartbeat, and so on. This helps to merge the two. If one gets a little bit out of control with too much stress, for example, then the other one can be affected. The two sides of the nervous system, if you like. So this is a good exercise for rebalancing and strengthening the central nervous system. This is called spinal cord breathing. And as you breathe out in this exercise, we round the back, tuck in the tail, and from the crown of the head to the tailbone, we curve that. It gets a gentle stretch, and but once again, don't overexert. Okay. So breathing in and breathing out. I bring the elbows together and round the back, and breathing in. Just repeat. And breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. The elbows together, tucking the tail in, feeling the stretch on the whole spine. Breathing out, but be gentle. Okay, relax. Okay. Once again, just loosen down. As we begin to release energy in the body, we might begin to feel a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter. Your fingers and hands might get a little bit of a buzzing sensation in them. That's good. That's a sign that the vital energy is being accelerated. This is a nice exercise to get calm. One of the best ways to calm the mind down is rhythmic breathing and gentle flowing movement. In this exercise here, you're also feeling into the body because it feels like you're moving through water, but you're going to move through this water in such a way that it's not going to be disturbed. Okay, shoulder width position. I'm just going to stand at a little bit of an angle here so that you can see this a bit better. That's the plan anyway. Loosen down. The top of the head, the spine hanging straight. Letting the breath sink. Now as you breathe in, rising up, bring the legs straight and breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out as you sink down. Just bend the knees again as you sink. A little bit. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Moving through the water, not disturbing you. This is one way of putting your awareness through the body, feeling like you're moving through water. I'm going to open the heart center here. Breathing in. Palms facing upward. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And breathing out. And relax. Once again, any tension in the spine, let it loose through the hips, through the legs. Keep that chest relaxed. The breath naturally sinking to the abdomen. Feel into the body. First of all, something like feeling into the body might be a little bit difficult because the sort of neural pathways haven't been developed. You haven't been practicing this. But with each little short practice like this, each time you feel into the body, that neural pathway gets strengthened and you become more aware of the whole body. And as you do so, in Chinese medicine and in Tai Chi and Qigong, there's an old saying, where the mind goes, energy flows. So as you are able to feel through the body like that, it also helps with the vital energy circulation as well. Okay. Here's an exercise here to help strengthen the heart energy. The heart line runs down the arm and it ends up in a little fingered spirals down the arm here. ends up on the little finger. So if we can feel into that spiral as we open out, coming across the face, and then spiraling back, breathing in as we bring it back in. Both sides we do this. Try and feel that spiral stretching and then contracting in as you breathe in, bringing it back. Strengthening the heart energy. Take this stance, legs are a little bent. Okay. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Feel that line open, that spiral. Breathing out, and breathing in, breathing out. Breathing out. Breathing out. Breathing out. Breathing out. Breathing in. And relax. You can keep that on for a little longer if you want. Nice little exercise. Once again, just feel into the body, feel the spiral opening, projecting out the little finger. And then breathing in, putting it in. Strengthening the heart energy. Okay. We're going to continue with a couple of exercises that we've been doing, I think, since we began these online sessions. These are exercises which are part of a set called the 8 Pieces of Brocade, very famous, very widely practiced Qigong routine, known to strengthen the internal organs. And of course, when the internal organs are strengthened, we also help the immune system. Everything begins to work better, and some say it can also slow down the aging process. So there you go. Worth a go. We start with the feet in the same position, a shoulder width stance here. And there's 8 repetitions of each of these exercises. Once again, we move with the breath. Okay, always letting the breath sink down here. This first one works on all the internal organs, gives everything a nice stretch. Breathing in. Bringing the hands over the head and turning, facing the ceiling and breathing out. Now push into the floor, bringing the feet straight and pushing up. Breathing out. This is breathing out. Breathing in, sinking. Breathing out. Breathing in. Out. Breathing in. relax. Just loosening down, relaxing after each. Remember, don't over tighten on the stretches. Try to keep the whole movement fluid. Don't lock up on the stretch. Keep it loose. This next exercise is known for its effect on strengthening the lungs and also the heart. Okay, we keep the legs bent on this one. It's like drawing a bow. Now, as you breathe out, I want you to feel the pressure on the feet increase slightly. This is also going to be helping to activate points on the feet as well. So, loosen down. Breathing in. To the left, breathing out, pulling the bow. Out to the left, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And relax. 4 times to each side. Important to feel into the body after each routine. Also aware of the area that you've been affecting, in this case the heart and lung. This also brings energy into the small intestine as well. And the next exercise we have here is actually for the gastrointestinal system. So that's the stomach, the spleen, the liver, gallbladder, the large intestine, strengthening that whole system. Again, we start with the legs a little bent, just easy. Remember, not too much. Moving with the breath. Bringing the hands right to the shoulder, left to the hip. And as we breathe out, straightening up and pushing in both directions. Feel that pressure on the feet increase a little bit too. Breathing in, sinking. And we change hands. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, change. Breathing out. Breathing in. And relax. 4 times on each side. Feeling into the body. In this next one, the legs stay bent. And this is going to, again, an exercise which helps the central nervous system, but also helps to strengthen the kidneys. And the kidneys, of course, very closely related to the cardiovascular system. So this is also a good exercise for the cardiovascular system too. This is a very powerful exercise. Lots of benefits to this here. Brings a lot more blood and oxygen up into the chest cavity up here for the whole cardiovascular. But strengthen the kidneys too. The legs stay a little bent for this one. Don't overexert. A bit of a twist here. On the twist, sometimes you can feel a little bit of tension maybe in the back. So if you feel that, just loosen it. Don't get too tight. Be aware of tension when it comes in. This is the whole idea. Part of what we're doing here is to be aware of tension and let it melt away. Moving with the breath. Breathing in. Turning the palms out. And drop that weight to the feet as you breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And relax. Feel the arms, just relax the arms. Feel the fingers. Feel the spine. Feel the breath. Okay. So, don't want to overload it so that you can, I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information, but maybe there's enough there to get your teeth into, to develop a little bit of a regular routine and see how that feels. We're going to finish off with 3 rounds of breathing here just to balance everything out. As you breathe in here, you come up on your toes. Okay. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. Once more, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Placing the palms just below the navel. Just close the eyes and feel into the body again. Loosen any tension. Feel the breath sink to the abdomen. Well, thank you once again. Thank you for joining me, keeping me company this morning. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you can find something there to practice, even just the first little bit, the swinging and the tapping, breathing, just to get into the habit of something, a little bit of regular practice to bring you into the present moment, help refresh your internal energy system and improve your health and well-being. Hopefully you can join me again next week. So stay strong. See you later.